I don't think we had one, but we had some low numbers. As I recall, we may have had like 002, and then they jumped up to 7 or 8, and then it kind of went up a few after that. But yeah, they were fairly low numbers.
Those low numbers he's talking about are serial numbers, and you get those low numbers on your equipment when you're the first in the country to adopt the latest technology. We claim more than a few firsts in our 70-year history here at Wish TV. Some are first in the city, some first in the state, some both. In this week's 70th anniversary Wishtory, Dakari Turner takes us to the time when Wish TV was the first in the entire United States to use beta cameras, while the rest of the nation was embroiled in format wars.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Apparently, it's something called a videotape. An artifact from days gone by.
Look around, you see them everywhere. A generation raised on television, now using television to create video scrapbooks.
In the days before digital, there was videotape.
There's always format wars.
In the beginning of the 1980s, there were two contenders, VHS and Beta. And of course, the two weren't compatible.
That's the wrong one.
Huh?
You got a VHS.
Huh?
It won't play Beta.
Huh?
You always see those format wars come out until they establish themselves and you move on.
VHS tapes became known for their longer record times and were cheaper to buy, with many manufacturers creating the same product. Sony's Beta or Betamax became known for a higher quality picture and a more durable tape capable of more records before losing that quality. But Sony kept the Beta tape close, were the only source for manufacturing. Their price was higher.
Standard VHS is the most widely used. A standard 2-hour tape plays back easily in any VHS tape recorder.
They don't get killed in traffic.
Consumers soon made their choice.
Here you go.
Television stations made a different choice.
The Beta we shot on was a much different format than the home VCR Beta machine. So it was a much higher quality. We got much more information on those tapes. It was designed specifically for broadcast.
Let's rewind just a little bit here. In the early days, the 50s, television was all live, no film at 11. Yet, in 1956, when Wish TV was only 2 years old, owner Bruce McConnell bought the first videotape machine off the floor at the National Association of Broadcasters convention in Chicago. By the 1960s, we were shooting on 16mm film. News, now shot on the scene, could be played back in-house, taking viewers there. In the 1970s, we switched again, this time to tape cartridges called 3/4-inch U-matic.
I was the first person hired who actually liked videotape.
Steve Schweitzer was what you may call a well-dressed TV photographer. Those cameras didn't record onto tapes inside the actual cameras. Photographers had to carry around a whole recording deck.
When I came here and we were using 3/4-inch color video, I thought I'd hit the big time. The fact that I had to carry a big deck and a battery belt and a little camera, that was no big deal to me. Whereas the film camera was down to about the size of a Betacam. All of a sudden, they're taking this humongous leap backwards.
The film was great, but there was a half-hour delay. You had to bring it in and had to process it. We had Sony 3/4-inch. The cameras just weren't that good.
You had to carry this around, throw it on your shoulder, and shoot.
Chief Engineer Terry Van Bibber sympathized with the photographers and tried to find the best gear that he could that would take the least amount of toll on his colleagues' bodies.
We always said they were our job security because, you know, they kept us busy. And you will. You go out in the field, you have to deal with weather, you have to deal with every kind of accident you can think of.
Terry wanted to make sure that whatever the next format was, it was backward compatible with what we already had to make the transition a little easier.
The networks were saying, oh, wait till the formats are decided on, and we were at the point where we had to make a move, and corporate chose the Sony camcorders.
Wish was literally the first station in America to shoot with the brand new Sony Betacams.
Beta!
We can see the tape with this?
That was a big day. In fact, I was probably just as excited to roll them out as our photographers were to get them.
It was like Christmas, you know.
Sony was here for a week or maybe longer to make sure things worked and to help figure all this stuff up.
It was a big deal for them. This was the first big sale in the country for their format.
Ownership at the time chose Wish TV over some of our larger sister stations for the rollout, as they felt there was less risk if something went wrong. But for Wish TV's engineers and photographers alike, it was love at first sight, and the workload was instantly made easier.
It proved to be a very good format, very reliable, very rugged, and those are exceptional qualities for us. It was a much more mobile package, and if it's easier to move it around, it gets damaged less.
We're all here to put on a good newscast, you know, whatever it takes to get it done.
And it helped them do their job better. I mean, certainly a photographer who can move around easily can probably do a lot better job. And it served us well, and it served for about 30 years plus after that.
Rolling out the Betacams also marked the formal start of our extensive archive. While we have stories that predate the early 80s, our archive is made up of a collection of 25,000 beta tapes. For more of our 70th anniversary wishtories featuring what we found on those tapes, just click that QR code on your screen. That will take you to our website, wishtv.com.